Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show. I'm MC Fragslot, and this is episode number 21 for Friday, January 19th, 2007. I like to introduce our panel of experts. When I say your name, say what your favorite video game movie is. Chad.
Wait. Can the movie have come before the game?
Sure, why not?
Tron.
Bob.
Dude, pass.
Keith.
Blade Runner.
Phil.
Silent Hill.
I don't know the name of mine. I know the scene that I liked. It was a Jackie Chan movie, and it was characters from Street Fighter, and Jackie spontaneously turned into a Street Fighter character.
It was called City Hunter.
Was it City Hunter?
Yep.
Okay, that's my favorite video game movie.
Bob?
Aliens was a game, right? Then we'll say that one.
Wait, Aliens was a game. There was a Doom mod.
Yes, there was, and I had it. So there, I'll pick that one. I forgot about that. That was sweet.
Check out Uncle Gamer Radio episode number 15 with an interview with developer Shane Giuliano from Autonomous Productions. We'll talk about the upcoming games for the Wii Arcade and Xbox 360 Butterfly Garden. This week, a special double feature from Gamertag Radio. Check out podcast 82 and 83, where Nano goes to the NBA Street Home Court community event at EA Canada. Also, check out the GamerCastNetwork.com forums for the announcement about the GamerCast Network Gears of War tournament.
Next topic.
This week was World of Warcraft Burning Crusade launch. So, Phil, you're our World of Warcraft guy. How was the launch?
First day, I don't think there was a very long wait. I think there was maybe a 200-person queue to get in. Finally get in, go through the portal, and I was immediately blown away. It was really cool. As soon as you walk through the gates, there's like this big epic battle with some demon lord that's spawning all these infernals and whatnot. You kind of run away from that in order to not perish. You fly to a town called Honor Hold for the Alliance characters. Probably, I'd say 5 million of the 8 million people that played World of Warcraft were in this area. Machine was really bogged down, very choppy, and the server kept crashing. I think our server, the Meta server, was one of 4 servers that was down very consistently throughout the night. After they rebooted a couple times, we were finally able to get in. The artwork for the new zones is really cool. They got like a lot of creatures that fly around. They look kind of like stingrays. They've got these things that walk around.
There's dead Australian men littered across the wasteland.
Oh, crikey!
They also added to one of the zones a free-for-all arena where if you run into this, basically you can be killed by your own faction in PvP as well as the opposite faction. So if you're Alliance, you can get killed by Alliance and Horde. People are getting pretty crazy about this. I saw there's one guild called Fury. They're a pretty hardcore guild that does a lot of instance raiding and whatnot. I saw at one time there was 2 people that were already level 67, and then another 5 people about an hour or 2 later that were also 67.
Well, someone's already reached level 70. I mean, it took him 28 hours.
It took 28 hours, and he got help from his guild mates. And they use a method called tagging. Did you ever hear of that, Phil? Where he would start combat with an enemy, and then his guildmates would finish it off while he moved on to another task, and so that he would get the experience for that?
Yeah, usually that's a good way to power level people. You get one person to tag something, and then you have the rest of your guild come and beat the hell out of it. You're going to get all the experience because basically nobody else is grouped with you to split up that EXP. I'm impressed. I mean, I really can't see doing that in just over a full day.
Yeah, well, he said he sat down and he planned it all out. He mapped his routes of what would be optimal for XP gain.
Kind of takes the role-playing out of the role-playing game, doesn't it?
That's what some people dig.
Turns it into a damn math equation. I don't know.
Well, there's no role playing in video games. RPGs are not role playing games.
When we play them, they are. Of course, everybody looks at us like we're nuts, but you know,
It's fun.
it is fun.
So overall, is it good or not?
Yeah, you have to give it a score.
I mean, I haven't gotten into it enough.
Well, if you can't play it and the damn thing's lagging pretty bad, that means it's bad. So give it a bad score until they fix it.
I mean, based on all the issues with the lag and just everybody bombarding it and making it harder to play, definitely reduces the fun factor of the game.
See, but wouldn't now be the perfect time to go do all the other quests?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wouldn't it be fun to go
Make a new dude, and then no one's going to be there, so it'll be like, you can just do whatever the hell you want with your own little group.
But no. That doesn't go into the math equation. So see, that's not fun, because that's not part of the math. That would actually make you reduce in level for a period of time, and no one wants that.
That breaks your XP gain optimization. That just can't happen.
It throws the spreadsheet off. Here, let me open up Excel. I'll show you.
I'm with you, Bob. I don't get that. But hey, if that's what some people think are fun, then...
So far, I think I'd give the game 7.5, possibly 8.
Dude,
wait,
you said it was mostly unplayable.
Hang on, that's pretty high.
You said it was unplayable.
Yeah.
It's unplayable, so you give it an 8.
It's unplayable, so it's an 8.
It's more a 7.5.
Oh my god, what do you give a good game?
That's generous, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, the scale's out of 100. I didn't realize that, Phil. I'm sorry.
The thing that I did notice, too, is people are less helpful now. Like,
they were
to try to find
before?
a group. I mean, you've got 20,000 people in one area trying to do the same
Dude,
thing.
I could never find group. The only time that
nobody wants to
God.
fight.
You don't
Nobody
do
wants
enough
to do it.
damage. You don't have high enough charisma points.
Dude, that spec is gimp. What are you doing with fist weapons? I don't know. They're cool and they look like claws. I sometimes have an axe in this hand. Oh my God! You can't do that. No, see, you have to spec as a defender or whatever the hell those shield guys were. You can't be a berserker with fist weapons. Yeah, I'm level 52. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. No, dude, you suck. You're gimped. My tank could totally own you. Yeah, well, I'm not fighting your tank. I'm fighting that ogre that's standing over there by himself. So if you want to help, that's cool. If not, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't kill things fast enough. Okay, well, you have a good day.
Next topic.
All right, so here's some World of Warcraft numbers. Of the 8 million people who play, where do you think the largest number of players are? What country?
China.
Well, thanks for just giving it away.
No, but come on, think about it.
Jesus, where do you... That's not exactly rocket science.
Yeah, I mean...
If you any extreme, chances are it's an Asian country.
And 2.7 of them are gold farmers.
3 million of the players are from China. 2.5 million North Americans, and then followed by 1.5 million Europeans.
I'm actually surprised that the European numbers are so low. I thought they had more.
But Europeans, they have those real-life castles. They don't need like video games to roleplay.
Pretty good point.
Yeah.
They want 1,000 years of history. They go outside and start digging. Hey, look, another Roman medallion. I'll put it in the bucket.
Next topic.
All right, so Xbox 360 news roundup. Well, apparently they're setting themselves up to do a spring launch in China, and the rumored date is mid-February. So I called up Chris. I thought, well, I'll call up the Xbox community manager and see and get a comment from Chris. And when I asked him, he said, "We're launching in China?"
So that was your comment from the Xbox community member.
When you think we're all hooked up, we got a man on the inside. No.
Well, he did say he doesn't know half as much as we think he knows. That was complicated. Half as much as he thinks we know he thinks we know him.
Knowing us.
Does.
Yes.
Spoon.
Next topic.
All right, this has been on-again, off-again controversy all week long, but apparently on the last word, there's going to be no Crysis on the Xbox 360. Originally, a Crytek developer had confirmed that Crysis was going to come out simultaneously on the PC and Xbox 360, and now EA is saying no, there is not going to be any Crysis for the Xbox 360. It's going to be a PC exclusive. So we'll see how many more times this flips-flops.
Okay, does anyone in the group besides me and Tom know what Crysis is?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Is anybody in the group actually
I know what Cryotech is.
Have you heard of Far Cry?
Yes.
Yes.
Those guys made it. Those are the guys that are making Crysis.
This game, it's the ultra-realistic looking forest where it takes computer graphics to the next level. And it was a big to-do at E3. It was one of the titles that caused all the buzz.
No, but the big thing with Crysis is it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be utilized with like DirectX 10 stuff and have all kinds of really good graphics.
High Concept Crysis is a PC sci-fi action game from the award-winning developer Crytek, the developers of the critically acclaimed Far Cry, which attained a Metacritic average of 90%.
Wait, that's on their website they say that? Oh, God.
Dude, all the game companies look at Metacritic for some reason. I remember when that dude from The Sims came and talked about Sims 2, and like their goal is to get a 90% rating on Metacritic, and they got it. They threw a party. So aliens attack the Earth, and you defend, and everything's pretty.
That's about it. Your standard, whatever.
Yeah, pretty standard aliens attacking the Earth again.
Attacking the Earth, yeah.
Oh, watch out. Little Timmy just got blown up. Oh, I'm going to avenge you, Timmy. Just wait right there. Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah, but isn't the PlayStation 3 going to be so powerful that they could put content on a Blu-ray disc twice?
Yeah, it's funny you should bring that up. That's what Oblivion did. Who's the developer for Oblivion?
Bethesda.
But yeah, Bethesda. So those guys, they looked at the Blu-ray. They said, the transfer times are awful. How can we improve it? So you have a Blu-ray, you have all this space. They put all the content on the disc multiple times, so it was faster to find all of it.
Basically, they can't change the transfer rate for the Blu-ray. So the only thing they can cut down are the seek times. So they replicate it all.
That's stupid. That just means then that the games are still limited by the Blu-ray. That's brilliant thinking, though.
That was some nice MacGyver.
Here's some duct tape, put it on twice.
It's a nice hack to make it work, but they shouldn't have to hack when they're porting a year-old title to the most powerful next-gen console on Earth.
Next topic.
So let's talk about some really old-school griefing in Ultima Online. They're a developer for the beta of Ultima Online. He reflected recently in his blog about some of the griefing moments he saw in Ultima Online. The one thing he remembered most succinctly was that people would spell out cuss words with fish. So, as the kids who probably don't play Ultima Online, it is a isometric view. It looks like Diablo, basically.
Yeah, it's 2D sprite based. It's not
2D
3D.
sprite based.
But it's the old school MMO. I mean, it was
one of the first.
Yeah.
It was one of the first. And to make their little cuss words, they would get fish and lay them out.
That's creative
Cussing with fish.
The funniest one he reflected on was having to do with sewing kits. We love our sewing kits around here.
We do, indeed.
And he remembered a bug that if you use the sewing kit on a non-sewable object, the object would be deleted instantly, not the kit. So what you would have happen is he would log on and see people running away from other people who are chasing them down with sewing kits. And then moments later, instantly you would see the chasee disappear.
So people were disappearing altogether.
Oh God! Don't touch me with the sewing kit. It's not gonna. It's like Pandora's box.
The symbol of doom.
And sometimes when people would log on to the beta server, they would find every dynamic object in the world gone because someone just walked around with a sewing kit.
Dude, yeah, that's the thimble of doom. Armageddon thimble.
No, we should have a bit. Send in your best griefing stories. Like, call the voicemail and give your best griefing stories from MMO.
This is a good contest.
This is a good contest.
Next topic.
We can spread some more Sony hate. Well,
Yay,
it wouldn't be Sony hate as much as Sony being
it's
really...
hate.
No,
It's not Sony hate so much as just pointing out what they're doing.
It's pointing out what they're doing. Well, you know, Sony's having a rough time getting sales for all of their PlayStation 3 consoles. In a new commercial they have for the Japanese audiences, they're hyping their new game, Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy XIII is not coming out to 2008 in Japan.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Again,
just kind of desperation. It's not hate.
We're just saying what they're doing.
Actually, no. Alright, I'm going to jump to Sony's defense here. Final Fantasy people are fanatics. If they tell them, I'll release it a day earlier just for you, if you suicide bomb someone, they would. It's insane how loyal Final Fantasy people are.
Well, you know, for more Sony bashing stuff, I was reading this on this blog where a kid is posting about how he works at one of these EB games or GameStop stores, and the ratio is 75-2 for inquiries on Wii versus PS3. Everyone's calling on asking for the Wii, no one's calling for the PS3.
Next topic.
Tom likes you like your little cell phone games, don't you?
Yeah. That's what I do when I sit on the can, yeah. You know.
While you're on the can, SNK has a new game coming out for... Well, it's actually for Japan
Is it
right now.
Baseball Stars?
It's not Baseball Stars.
Is it Baseball Stars?
Sorry, it's not Baseball Stars. It's a Maid game.
A Maid game?
A Maid game.
Like a mafioso?
No, M-A-I-D. Like, you know.
Oh, like little slave, like little cat woman dressed up in a maid outfit.
We all know what Tamagotchi stuff is, right? Those little sim life things, electronic things.
Little keychains.
Little keychains where you raise something.
I remember
Yeah,
those.
the Gigapets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chris had those.
Chris had those?
Yeah, Chris had Tamagotchis.
I remember he was playing with those in college.
Yeah, he'd be at football practice and he'd run over to the sideline to feed his Tamagotchi.
That sounds very crisp.
It was
He's hardcore, man.
Very, very crisp moment.
He's hardcore. He would
I
stop
totally
football practice
forgot about those
to
things.
feed his Tamagotchi.
Here's a game here's a game. I don't know if it's for him. But,
Well, here's a game here's a game.
Yeah.
I like that.
so SNK is bringing out a mobile phone game where you try to make a maid the best maid in the world by scheduling tasks for her and giving her tests.
Oh, sweet.
You have to develop her 5 stats: love, intellect, physical strength, manners, and
Toughness.
And figure.
She needs a toughness skill.
Dude, is this
Orally.
the picture of what she's gonna look like in the game on the webpage?
Oh my! I just saw the picture. That is so gratuitous.
Wow, they aren't pulling any punches. This might as well have been developed by Spike TV. I mean,
Or the Japanese, which it is, and it's a very appropriate.
if only she could have a sword and be covered in blood.
Wow.
That would increase her stats too, but not too much blood, or then she can't kill the zombies.
Oh, they actually have a cell phone game with that one too coming out.
Oh, awesome!
Next topic.
Final Fantasy VII is a killer video game in Germany.
Way to catch up with the times there. Wait, how old is Final Fantasy VII?
97. So here's the story. There were 2 15-year-old German teens, and they were arrested for murder. Allegedly, they had stabbed a couple to death, and then kidnapped a female friend and held her hostage. At that point, they were picked up by the police. But when the police confiscated the kids' computers, they found a copy of Final Fantasy VII installed on it. So now Final Fantasy VII is being called Killerspiel, which in German roughly translates to killer game.
A video game death. And they're not Asian this time.
Well, the thing is the Germans are off their rocker when it comes to violent video games now. Germany itself is trying to ban all violent video games, which they characterize that as any game that you cause violence to something that looks human. They're trying to export this attitude of video games to the rest of the European Union. I guess European Union presidency rotates on a 6-month basis, and it's Germany's turn coming up here.
This is our turn. Let us talk about video games now.
Exactly. During their term as president, they're trying to propose a law that's across the entire EU that's going to be banning video games.
Gunther, make friends stop. It's our turn.
How far they've fallen! How far they have fallen!
No. You sit down from podium. It's our turn.
Just trying to enforce their will upon the whole European nation.
Nothing has changed.
No. They haven't fallen. They're still trying to do their old ways. It's just in a new venue.
My cheeks hurt.
So do Gunther's.
But he got the podium.
We here in Germany do what we must.
Next topic.
Michigan State University wants to develop an MMO to help teach middle and high school students Chinese.
Because it's going to be the language of your new master race.
Once they invade, you're going to have to learn it anyway, so might as well start now.
They are going to call the game Zan, the new Chengo Chinese.
Does it have floating heads that spew forth guns? Declare the penis is evil.
They're getting some Chinese support. They're going to the Confucius Institute, which is a Chinese government-sponsored group to help oversee the content in the game. Here's what you do in the game. You start out by being in the Beijing Capital International Airport.
You must find the embassy as quickly as possible.
Well, you have to escape the airport first, and then you start visiting the Chinese towns and villages, where you'll...
Wait, why do you have to escape the airport?
Can't you
Did
just
show
leave?
up doing something illegal?
Well, apparently the game has levels, and you have to escape the airport, which is level 1. You have to actually go around and talk to people and beg for money. Like, hey, I'm a poor
Just
American.
they're slapping America in the face. In this game, you beg for money. Now learn our language.
This game does have an end game, like most Chinese MMOs, because ultimately your goal is to get to become fluent and become a resident, so you can negotiate business deals and become a tour guide in China.
That was your great aspiration? You moved to China to become a tour guide?
Yes.
You didn't try to take over the what is it, the Triad? Well, that seems
would
like
be a much better game.
ambition.
That's something I'd play. You could work some firearms.
I would learn
into that
Mandarin for that. That could be fun.
You with the triads, they put scorpions in a bag and put that bag over your head.
thing. Oh, scorpion head.
They make movies about the mobsters and that kind of thing. Godfather. Why can't we have a game where we take over the triad?
But apparently to sell this as an educational kind of thing for a university, they have to actually, can't have really good,
Right.
because they actually want funding.
Yeah.
They have to finish the game with all 10 fingers.
Next topic.
I did watch New Police Stories 2 last night, where apparently the Hong Kong kids wired in a whole warehouse with full motion capture because the way they killed the cops, and then they turned it into the video game.
That was a good Jackie Chan film, right?
Yeah. His sidekick, is that supposed to be like the up-and-coming kung fu star or something?
Oh, Nicholas Tsay, he's been in tons of stuff before that. Yeah, he was a singer who became a Hong Kong action star.
His love interest, the IT cop, she was really cute.
Anybody seen The Protector yet?
Yes, I
With
did.
the guy from-
Yep.
was it
Tony
good?
Jaa. That's the one where he protects an elephant, I believe. And there is some. Well, no, it's a Thailand film. I don't know how they've hacked it up for the American release, but there are some really good fight scenes at the end. Like
But he's protecting an elephant.
Well, no, the guy's raised as a elephant protector. There's a whole story to it where the warriors that protect the elephants and that kind of.
Oh yeah,
thing.
he's not Chinese. He's from
Thai.
Thailand.
It's Thai,
yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That
But
does make sense.
there is this one fight where he's just breaking bones, breaking guys' arms. Yeah, you watch it, you cringe. By the time he's like taking out a 30th or 40th guy who's like arms been broken the wrong way or knees popped the other way, it's like you're just cringing, going, "Oh my god!"
I think I have to rent The Protector.
The only thing I know about Thailand is Bloodsport.
Been a while since I saw Bloodsport.
Been a while for Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Have you seen Jet Li's Fearless?
Fearless is very good. And the thing is, if you've ever see the old one, what was Bruce Lee Fists of Fury? The master died. That starts that whole story. Well, the character in Fearless is the master who died. It's like he's a very popular Chinese. He started a school of martial arts.
And Sagat from Street Fighter. He's from Thailand.
Thank you.
Video game related. That's what we like to hear, Tom.
Thank you for bringing it all together.
Next topic.
What was the number one selling game from December across all platforms?
Across all platforms?
Gears of War.
Phil, what do you think?
Vegas.
Rainbow Six Vegas? Tom?
Across all platforms, best-selling game in December. Not cumulative?
Not cumulative, just December.
Oh, man.
Zelda Twilight Princess.
Sims. Some Sims title. I don't know.
It's always a Sims
Or I was
title.
going to say Madden, or the default Madden. I don't know.
And the answer is Guitar Hero 2 bundle, the one with the guitar.
Oh.
I don't
For
like
which
the
platform?
songs on that one. Okay. Like, I will probably pick it up for the 360 only because I can download the other songs too.
Next topic.
The psychology experiment where they sit you down and say, give shocks to this person for every wrong answer they give.
Oh, sweet. That sounds like a great job.
It's like an experiment testing if you can actually follow orders. How willing are you to follow and obey an order?
Depends. How hot is she?
Well, hang on here. We're getting to that.
It doesn't matter. All women should enjoy the shocker.
That was funny.
That was great, Phil.
So, the original experiment was they would sit you down and someone would say, we've hooked this other person up and you ask this person questions. For every wrong answer they give them a shock. After every wrong answer, you turn the power up a little more. And in reality, you're not actually giving the person shocks. The other person's just acting. And they're testing the person who's asking the questions, like saying, to see how far they will go. Okay, so now they set up a virtual version of this. You would sit in this little room, and they would present you with a virtual person who receives shocks.
Oh, well, I would just zap them until their brains fried if it was first.
Well, here's the interesting thing. The participants knew full well that they were actually giving shocks to a fake person. And they still had issues with giving shocks to the person.
Really?
A virtual person.
The reason they wouldn't do it was because the virtual person was actually responding more and more to the shocks, like being distraught, distressed, like ow, 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 this hurts, more and more. That was the reason they give. But still, it's a virtual person.
So it's like a video game.
Yes, basically.
If it's a real person, yes, you're not going to shock them because they're a real person.
I think the only reason you would possibly have to not want to shock them was for the doctors and other people in the room to not think you're a complete psychopath. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just walk in the room and start pressing the button before they even tell you it's not a real person, this is sweet! Die! Die! I knew it wasn't real. I mean, come on. I mean, why would I do that if they... Sorry, I got the president.
No, I would zap the holy hell out of that virtual.
Some people who I guess are more level-head didn't and wouldn't, even though they knew that.
What kind of conclusions did they draw from that? What
are
they?
weak.
I mean,
that's the race they're going to attack.
No, they actually had conclusions.
Show that all Americans are pussies. We will eventually be conquered by the year 2050 by China.
Because they're training their people to escape airports, learn foreign languages, and infiltrate the enemy.
The result was basically that no matter what, even if the person's not real, some people are still not willing to shock the holy hell out of them.
Oh my God, Bob, that's real. That's right.
Yeah.
That's like, let's train to blend into the culture and learn foreign languages. And we can't even shock virtual people.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
Mailbag.
Here's our mail from Fen and Mike on the forums. It says, to the GCM team, especially Bob, following are all real place names from Australia. Thought you might enjoy. To be fair, most are dinky little country towns, and Carta is your friend. Now let's see you pronounce them. Oh, Keith, we'll take turns. I'll go first.
God.
First is Wagga Wagga, and the only reason I got that right is because I had a pronunciation key.
This next is me
Garung Garung,
Puwong,
Whittlesea,
Kalwar,
Malakuta,
Twamba,
Bidden Luke,
Dundu,
Weewa,
Come by Chance,
Toowoomba,
Doomadi,
with 3 O's, Useless Loop, I love it,
Pingering,
Kalgoorlie,
Mijimulfa,
Jigalong,
Mount Disappointment,
Nimidabel, say it quickly, Nimidabel,
Anjamup,
Ghoulie,
Salmon Gums, Salmon Gums,
Salmon gums?
Grass Patch,
Mount Thirsty,
Norseman,
the Diamond,
Cocklebiddy,
Sulphur Knob,
Sykes Bluff, Sykes Bluff,
Mount Destruction,
and Mount Buttfield. And he adds here that it is actually pronounced Monkey Maya instead of Monkey Mia, how we were butchering it last week.
Thank you. That was entertaining. I gotta go with Salmon Gums as my favorite.
Oh yeah, I have to pick a favorite. Where was it? I like Ghoulie because it's of its simplicity. It reminds me of Goonie Goohoo.
Oh yeah, my name is Buck, and I'm the marketing manager for Miller High Life Beer. And I have to take umbrage with something I heard on your show by MC Frag somewhat. He was disparaging our fine product. You know, it's the Champagne beer. What, woman, all I ask is to have my Hungry Man dinner on the TV table before Cops comes on. It's going to be Walker, Texas Ranger before I eat. I'm sorry. You know, we got a fine product, and you know, I just can't bear to have next thing he's going to be disparaging Whittlewick and all that and Eastlake. I think he owes us an apology. I just got a question. What? Get off your sister. I don't care how pretty she is. We ain't going to... yeah. How come they ain't be making no more games for my ColecoVision? I go all to the flea markets, but I can't find anything new. Thank you very much. Joe loved the show.
That was great.
Holy crap.
You get a platter of ham sandwiches, my friend. And,
I'm sorry,
and some
dude.
Miller
I need to apologize to Phil because your joke of the week has just been usurped. We give unnamed submitter a ham sandwich for this week.
I don't think he needs a ham sandwich. I think he needs a Hungry Man dinner.
Although in my own defense, I don't know if I should admit this, but Miller High Life is my brand, so It's because I'm poor and it's the cheapest thing in the grocery store. Actually, he got my hopes up. When he first said that he was a distribution manager for, I thought, oh man, free product. Alright, that disaster was episode 21, and...
Stop making fun of my show! We did a damn fine job this week.
It's a good show,
I
John.
agree.
I liked
I
it.
thought we were entertaining.
Do we have any ham sandwiches to give out before we leave this week? I would like to give out a ham sandwich to the fine line of Miller products that gets me through school. And I'll see you kids next week. Bye-bye.
What doesn't piss you off, Bob?
Very little. I have anger issues, I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
It's part of my charm.
I hate till I'm happy.